When you come to Tainan, you can enjoy beef and also visit the cattle market. If you want to drink on New Year's Eve, don't miss out on a beer at the Sanhua Brewery. Also, the traditional Mado O Street has many delicacies, and the Mado Daitian Temple will protect you all year long. Plus, you get to visit the many tourist attractions nearby. You must come to Tainan on New Year's Eve and watch the sunset at Beimen and the sunrise at Erliao. Conveniently, you can reach all these places by bus. Let's enjoy Tainan's beautiful scenery with the Tainan City Bus.
When you come to Tainan, you can eat beef and visit the cattle market. If you want to drink on New Year's Eve, don't miss the beer of Sanhua Brewery. Also, the traditional Mado O Street has many delicacies. Mado Daitian Temple will protect you all year long, and you can also visit the many tourist attractions nearby. You must come to Tainan New Year's Eve and watch the sunset at Beimen and the sunrise at Erliao. All these places mentioned can be reached by bus. Let's enjoy Tainan's beautiful scenery with Tainan City Bus.
You can take the Tainan City Bus to the Sanhua Cattle Market, take Orange Line 2 to the Sanhua Cattle Market bus stop, and get off at the intersection in front of the cattle market. Alternatively, you can also take the Orange Line and get off at the Shimei bus stop. That's located on Provincial Highway 19, right in front of a convenience store. From here, if you head towards South 126, you can see the vendors along the way.
Hey, David here, and I'm in the town of Sanhua. As you can see, it's a very bustling community. The town is famous for its awesome beef soup, and it's got an awesome brewery as well, so let's go check it out.
Oh wow, there are already so many people on the cattle market this early morning. This place sure is bustling. Sanhua Cattle Market has history of more than 100 years. Like its name would suggest, cattle used to be sold here in the past. Apart from selling cattle, they also sold farm implements. As the years went by, the products sold in the cattle market gradually changed as well. Today, you can find anything here. The opening hours of the Sanhua Cattle Market are quite unique to say the least. It only opens on days that end with 2, 5, and 8, which means that it's open on the 2nd, 5th, 8th, 12th, 15th, 18th, 22nd, 25th, and 28th of each month, for a total of 9 days. If you want to visit the Sanhua Cattle Market, be sure to check the date beforehand so that you won't come disappointed.
Wow, there's a lot of people in the market today, and I think I found the famous beef soup place.
Sanhua is famous for its farm fresh beef. Many beef vendors come to Sanhua just to buy meat early in the morning. At the Sanhua Cattle Market, not only can you pick up fresh beef, but also indulge in some freshly made beef soup, which is a breakfast that is unique to Tainan.
Hey, believe it or not, this beef soup is actually breakfast in Tainan. So forget about cereal and bread. This is how we eat breakfast here. Now all I can say is that this beef is like heaven in your mouth. Yeah, it's good stuff.
The beef soup of Tainan is made by cutting fresh beef into thin slices and adding a spoonful of boiled beef broth. And then, a bowl of delicious beef soup will be finished. This is one of the simplest delicacies of Tainan.
You know what makes this beef different is that it's actually freshly delivered in the morning. So it's actually a specialty of Sanhua. So if next time you guys are coming to Sanhua, definitely check this out.
The Sanhua Cattle Market is more or less like a traditional market. But compared to the average market, you can see many more special things here. Everything from soft-shell turtles to sewing machines and special seafood that you'll normally see elsewhere. That's to say, you can definitely find many treasures here.
In this section of the market, you can find a lot of farming tools and or gardening tools. And this particular stall here, the owner actually makes all of his own tools. They're all handmade and they're all really high quality stuff. And apparently he's been here for many decades. It's a very old stall. You know what's also really cool is that the owner of the stall actually offers repair services. So if you ever find your own tools broken or just not sharp anymore, you can ask him to fix it up for you.
我这有做30-40档啊，啊，拢农区啊， 猪頭、骨啦、菜刀，啊，甲有一寡工具安尼啦，攏有啦。
The cattle market in the past was a place to buy cattle and tools for agricultural purposes. However, the client's needs change as time changes. Today, many people like to farm by themselves. Those who plant their own organic vegetables or simply like gardening will come to the cattle market to buy the necessary implements. Many vendors not only make their own tools, but provide in-house repair services as well. Apart from the cattle market, another destination worth checking out is the San Hua Brewery. To get there, you can take the Orange Line buses straight from the cattle market. You can also get to the brewery via Green Line 2 and Green Line 4 buses.
Hey, we're at the San Hua Brewery. Let's go have a pint.
There's a beer museum in the San Hua Brewery. Here you can find information about the brewery itself and the beer making process. It also has an exhibition of beer from past to present. Here you can find out how beer is produced. Taiwan beer is made from ingredients such as barley, japonica rice, and hop. After importing barley, the barley sorting machine retains the big and full kernels while filtering out the rest. Upon steeping it in water, the barley is then placed onto the germination bed to start the malting process. Then the drying process takes place along with the removal of the sprouts from the kernels. The kernels, now known as malts, are then preserved and stored for further use. The next step in the beer making process is saccharification. The process involves the addition of crushed malts into boiled japonica rice, so that the starch undergoes saccharification and becomes gliadin. After filtration, hop is added and a whole concoction is boiled, set aside for precipitation and cooling. The resulting mixture is known as wort. The next step is fermentation. The cool wort is poured into fermentation beds, along with beer yeast and germ-free air to start the principal fermentation process. The resultant beer is known as a lager. The following steps are storing, filtering, packaging, and finally, delivery. You can also see the machines here, which correspond with the process of beer making, so you can understand the process better. You can also see the different beer packaging from different periods. Isn't it special? At the San Hua Brewery, apart from seeing the process of beer making and the exhibition hall, you wouldn't want to miss the fresh beer for anything else.
So you can come to San Hua Brewery. The one thing to check it out is the 18-day lager. It's very special because it's extremely fresh. They actually recycle these once it's past its 18-day freshness. So let's give it a shot, eh? Cheers. Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Very good. So besides the beer, also do give these gaolang and red yeast sausages a shot. They're worth your while. Oh, that's good stuff too. Man, so after having all that awesome, good old-fashioned beef soup and to wash it all down with some really, really great pints of beer, it's definitely one of the pleasures in life. But hey, make sure you guys don't drive after having these beers. Take the bus home.
The 18-day draft beer lacks pasteurization. At the promotional center, besides having nice beer, there are also many related items on display, such as biotech products, cookies, gift boxes, and a whole host of other beer-related merchandises. Don't miss the cattle market and the brewery when you come to San Hua next time. You can get to the Mado Oat Street by taking the Orange Line buses.
So if you ever get bored of cruising around downtown Tainan, not that it's possible or anything, try taking the bus to the many satellite communities and cities around the downtown proper. For example, we're in Mado right now, and Mado is famous for its historic buildings. For example, we're in front of a pretty old Baroque-style cinema.
One's impression of the Mado Oat Street will be different from that of the other Oat Streets in Taiwan. The street is very lively and energetic, with a mixture of the old and the new. The old houses are blocked by modern signs, so if you don't look up, you might miss these old houses. Mado Oat Street had its root in the 1920s, as it stretches from Xinjiang Road on one side of town to Zhongshan Road on the other side. It is more than 1 kilometer long, which makes it the second longest oat street in Taiwan. The oat street's architectural style combines the Baroque-inspired buildings of the Japanese Taisha period with the more modern buildings of the Showa period. The Electric Princess Theater is a perfect representation of buildings you see along the Mado Oat Street. It was built in 1935 and was called the Electric Princess House. The name changed to the Electric Princess Theater after the retrocession of Taiwan from Japanese occupation. You can still see decade-old ticket prices and the showtimes on the outer wall today.
So we just stumbled upon a very traditional Taiwanese, or I should say Tainan tradition, and it's the Centipede Parade. So we just stumbled upon a very traditional Tainan festivity, and it's the Centipede Parade. As you can see, it's a very long chain of centipedes, and they give out candies for good luck. Thanks.
Besides visiting the old street in Mado, you can also take a stroll at the Mado Market, where many old houses are preserved. There are many hidden cuisines in the market as well. Apart from the famous pomelo of Mado, the bowl rice pudding is also well known.
So when you come to Mado next time, if you get tired or hungry, make sure you come into this market and find this little old store, and they have really excellent rice pudding. Now there's many ways you could eat this pudding, but one of the more traditional ways is to cut it up into little pieces, like this. No, this stuff's really good. There's a lot of different types of rice puddings in Tainan or in Taiwan, but this one has really solid fillings. There's a lot of meat and there's a lot of mushrooms as well, so that's quite unique. I like it a lot. Hey, if you love Taiwanese cuisine and snacks as much as I do, especially these awesome rice puddings, then next time when you visit Mado, make sure to come early because they sell out really fast. In fact, it's all gone.
If you haven't tried the bowl rice pudding, don't say that you've been here before. The bowl rice pudding is a must-have when you come to Mado. You can also get to the Daitian Temple by taking the Yellow Line buses and getting off at the Five Kings Temple bus stop.
Hey, I'm at the bus stop right across from Daitian Temple. The bus stops of Tainan are actually very well designed. In fact, my phone battery just died, and I could actually charge up my phone at the bus stop. So what you do is actually quite simple. You just plug it in and press the button. Voila, it's done.
The Mado Daitian Temple is also called the Five Kings Temple because there are many branches. The spirits of deities are spread across the world. The Mado Daitian Temple mainly worships the five Wangye, or Royal Highnesses, namely Li, Qi, Wu, Zhu, and Fan. So it's also known as the main temple of the five Wangye. When you see the architecture of the Mado Daitian Temple, you cannot help but to be awestruck. The temple is majestic, to say the least, and its koji pottery and ceramic collages are some of the best. For those who like traditional arts, you must not miss it. The Guanyin Hall, located on the south side of the temple, is 32 meters tall, and there are 84 reliefs of Guanyin on the outer walls, which is a very magnificent sight. Even the ghost money burner is 5 stories tall, and the visitor's lodge is enormous as well. Well, there must be a lot of pilgrims here. Many people come here during the New Year's to pray for safety and good fortune. Apart from its magnificent architecture, the Mado Daitian Temple also has a garden that's definitely worth your while. Whoa, look at this gigantic dragon. Its appearance is so intimidating. What does it hide? There's another rather special attraction at the Mado Daitian Temple, Heaven and Hell. The 18 levels of hell here has been the temple's famous attraction for at least 30 years.
So rumor has it that this is actually the entrance to hell. So let's go have a look-see. One of the cool things about Daitian Temple is that they actually have a diorama of hell and heaven set up in the basement. And right now we're actually in hell, believe it or not, and there are 18 layers of it. And as you walk down the aisle, it slowly descends into the deeper realms of hell, if you will.
The design here is very interesting. Do you remember that dragon we saw earlier? We're now inside the dragon's belly. Isn't it amazing?
This is the first layer of hell, and it's actually where the judgment takes place.
The 18 levels of hell means that it has 18 different halls of justice. It's believed that after you die, you will go through 18 trials, where you will be judged based on the deeds you've done in your life and be punished accordingly. It really has a warning function. Hey, don't do bad things or you will go to hell.
So we've gone through hell, hopefully in one piece. So I guess it's time to go to heaven.
Phew. After hell, heaven is much more relaxing. Wow, there are many fairy maidens in heaven. Life feels comfortable here. You can play chess, play instruments, watch flowers, and dance. When you come to Daitian Temple, you must experience heaven and hell yourself.
So hey, if any of you guys are planning on coming to Tainan, I really do highly recommend that you take the city bus. It really is a great way to get around the city and its surrounding areas.